What's going on? It's Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Just watching the landscaper put the lines in the lawn and overlooking the water, and they building a house over there. Right there. Right there. That's the new house that they're building over there. I got a new property that's being built down the street from it. But life is good, man. I can't wait to meet up with y'all in the Patreon. In New York, I'll be in New York later on this evening. So I'm flying into New York, and then I'm going to meet up with y'all on Saturday. If you want to tap into the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Costs nothing to get in, but we going to have some vibes. Last time I went to New York, it was absolutely incredible. Again, I can't wait to link up with y'all on this Saturday, so make sure you tap into that. Make sure you tap into that Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. And life is good, but not so good for certain people. I'm looking at different guys, and this is how you know it's not based off of race, and it's all based off of agenda, specifically, and they're using gender in order to illustrate this, and it's been happening for a long time, but very rarely do you get an opportunity to create a movement or to educate people on the thing that's in their best interest. That's a motorcycle. That you get an opportunity to be able to educate people on the things that's in their best interest, and use real life examples and be able to do so. That's the beauty of technology, right? So I'm paying attention to what's going on with Jonah Hill. And Jonah Hill is unfortunate because on the outside, he looks like the type of guy that wouldn't hurt a fly. You know, the roles that he take, the persona that he creates, everything, right? Jonah Hill seems like just an all-around lovable guy, which is one of the reasons. He kind of reminds me of Adam Sandler to an extent. As far as like their image, and you know, they just kind of goofy and they chill, but they smart and they get in that bag and all of that, right? And so when you think of Jonah Hill, you think of a nice guy, you think of, you know, a nerd, which is, I look at nerd as a positive word, right? Somebody that stays out of the way, is focused, and is getting to his bag and taking care of his business. Don't cause no trouble for anybody. You would never think that Jonah Hill was the type of person that would be brought to the front of the congregation and get canceled, especially in this new revitalized Me Too movement that they refuse to let die, and we just gonna automatically believe all women. But no. Jonah is being brought to the front of the congregation, and none other than a woman, an ex-girlfriend, not even a wife, an ex-girlfriend, who decided to release a bunch of text messages to confirm what we all already knew based off of our context clues of what Jonah Hill presented himself to be. Is that he's exactly how it is that we thought that he was. He's a very nice, lovable guy that stays out of the way, and he ain't trying to harm nobody, but he's trying to deal with his own issues and demons as far as whatever it is that he goes through as a regular human being like the rest of us. And none other than a girl that you supported, looked out for, took care of, financially helped, and, you know, gave her an opportunity, and nobody would ever know who she was if it wasn't for Jonah Hill, is the person that's looking to take him down. Why? Because she's allegedly jealous and scorned at the fact that he moved on 6 months after they broke up and decided to get a new girlfriend, got her pregnant, and is moving on with his life. Jonah Hill didn't want to be associated with women that operated in toxicity. He established clear boundaries. He never got out of line. He never disrespected her. But as usual, you have women that are basically operating in the victim Olympics and leveraging his celebrity against him in order to create a narrative to try to mess up his bag and build their own following amongst the other hyenas that don't have men's best interests at heart. Then you can flip all the way over to the other side from the age spectrum, and you're talking about Kevin Costner. You know, Waterworld. I think he was in Love Country. He has Horizon coming up next and all of that other type of stuff. Largely been a guy that's stayed out the way, made his movies, getting his bag, phenomenal actor. Another white man out here in these streets that has been absolutely positively taken through the ringer, and it's in a completely different way. You know how he's getting taken through the ringer? Family court. Now, despite the fact that he had an ironclad prenuptial agreement, according to all of the reports, and I see that good, quiet man that is working hard and making sure that he's doing his landscaping job. This man is raising his children, by all means, is not getting in trouble, ain't never hurt nobody, right? But his soon-to-be divorced ex-wife, despite the fact that they had an ironclad prenuptial agreement, decided to leverage the children, in order to finesse this man out of a bigger bag, because since she couldn't get him in family court because the prenuptial agreement is supposed to be upstanding, what men should also take into consideration is that it doesn't matter if you're married or not. If you have children with her or you got in a relationship with her, she can still finesse you. And so Kevin Costner's soon-to-be ex-wife allegedly is finessing him out of to the tune of $129,000 to $130,000 a month. Now y'all answer me this question. What 2 to 3 kids need $130,000 a month, right? He proposed to give her 30, maybe up into 50. Nah, that wasn't enough, right? She was asking for $250,000. Now the finesse was, if I asked for $250,000, I might get 100,000. I might get 1.2, but no. She's getting $130,000. The judge gave her half of what she asked for. Half of what she asked. Now I'm trying to understand, how did that calculation make sense? Where in this world, especially considering that he's allegedly paying for all of the tuition, everything that the kids need, all of that stuff, right? At what point can we justify children needing $130,000 a month in order for them to be able to survive and thrive in today's society, regardless of what your lifestyle like? But y'all not gonna believe it until it happens to you. And so what I'm largely saying to you guys, and I'm using these two dudes as an example to illustrate that, it is not only a war on men, but it has been a war on men for an extended period of time. And the biggest issue that men are facing today, even if you're not going through it yourself, so I don't have to suffer for it or suffer through it in order for me to advocate for the thing that's in the best interest of the country and our fellow men and families. The single biggest thing that I believe that these legislators, that these feminists that advocate against updating family court laws but want equal when it comes to opportunity and money, the single biggest thing that I believe that we can do. And I thought long and hard about this, and I looked at all of the different issues, homelessness and reparations and the debt ceiling and inflation and who's going to become governor and all of this stuff, right? The single biggest thing that we can do to fix what's happening in our society, not the only thing, but I think that the thing that is at the core of the problems that we experience as a group, meaning that women suffer too as a result of the things that men go through. The single biggest thing that we can do to fix things is to update family court laws. Anything less than that, I'm going on a campaign. And if I ever have an opportunity to sit in front of a presidential candidate or anybody that can influence policy, my question to them would be, what do you think and how should we approach updating family court laws that are archaic and existed at a time where women didn't even have the right to vote? It's crazy. For our fellow white men, that the system is supposed to be set up for them to be successful, to be going through it. What you think that Tyrese and all the rest of the black men are going through? The regular, everyday guys. I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm blessed. But that don't mean that should be the rule. I'm the exception. Most guys suffer at the hands of what has been created to be operating against us in the best interest of your women, your family, and more importantly, the leaders of your community. If you tie their hands behind their back, how do you expect for them to be able to fight? I'm advocating for us to really, and I'll outline details of my plan. Maybe, but this will be the platform that I run on in the future. But we need to really divest ourselves from having conversations with people that don't have our best interests at heart. Until they update the family court laws, until they start doing the thing that's in all of our own best interests, we need to be walking away from it. Prayers go out to Jonah Hill and Kevin Costner. They wasn't what you shooting in the gym, fam, but they want everything from you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm going to see y'all in New York. Peace.